I'm back. So look at this. I just made a couple of regions to make it easier for us to kind of maintain some kind of organization in our code. So I'm still inside the product controller test, but a region is pretty much just a way for us to organize our code, as I just said. You just do a hash tag region right here, and it can actually help you autocomplete if you want to. There we go. And now we have region. Let's just call this post method for later use, so I can test the post method. And now the cool thing is you can put all the code you want in here, and then you can just hide it like this, and it's very easy to get an overview. Later we might end up splitting our classes into multiple smaller test classes, but for now this will do. So I'll go into the GetAll method area right here. The controller instantiation or initialization right here is just for all the controller specific stuff, where I created a second region for all the GetAll method relevant stuff right here. You can even do it like that. So all the GetAll method relevant stuff. And if I scroll down right here, you'll see I've made a new one called GetAll call service getProducts exactly one time. And I start again by arranging the test actually right here. So it needs a mock service and it needs a controller. Then I call the controller GetAll, and then the final thing, I verify that the getProducts is called exactly one time on that product service using the Lambda expression. Again, we've done this before, so let's just try and run the unit test to show you if this is actually working now. I'll run that single unit test. Now, you can go and check out the service video where we try to do this for repositories as well. It's the same idea, exactly the same idea. Let's try and have a look. It seems it's not called, it should be called once, but it's called 0 times. If we jump into the product controller, we'll see why it's not working, because right now we're not calling it at all, so it makes perfect sense. In order to call it, we need a small access right here. So I'll do an Alt-Enter and I'll create a read-only product service. Now this is a private variable, so it'll be very hard to test it, but still using the unit test for this one we're just building right now, I'll still kind of force the system or force myself into having such an access inside my code, or else I can't even run this unit test, right? So I'll add it right here. Instead of calling null, I'll do a dot, I'll do a getProducts. Now I'm calling this exactly once. So let's try and actually see this if it works now. We'll go back to the test and then we'll run this test right here. And again, notice this is test driven. I didn't have that method there before. So now I add it right here, and then hopefully it makes my test go green and happy days. Now what this wants also to protect me against is I cannot by mistake put this in twice now and run the unit test, because now it'll actually fail, because now it's not calling it once, it's actually calling it twice. And again, it's a very simple example, but if you have something with a bit more code in there, it could happen. It's not an unknown thing to call methods by mistake twice. In this case, it wouldn't break my code, but I would end up using too much resources because I would call this twice right here. So let's get rid of it again and just try to rerun the test one final time. And there we go. Now we've just added test-driven the getProduct service. And actually, as it is right now, we can actually use this now to get real data from our database. Almost. We need to kind of set up the database and set up the dependencies for dependency injection. So we'll start doing that in the next lesson. See you next time. Bye.